Have you ever stopped to consider the pivotal role media plays in shaping our society? It's like an invisible puppeteer, pulling the strings of public opinion, dictating trends, and defining what's normal. But it's not just a one-way street. Media is a reflection of society too, mirroring back the values, beliefs, and events that shape our world. Now let's break this down a bit. When we talk about media, we're not just talking about the mainstream giants that dominate the airwaves. We're talking about a rich tapestry of voices, perspectives, and platforms that make up the media landscape. And within this landscape, 4 types of media play particularly crucial roles: alternative media, radical media, advocacy media, and grassroots media. Alternative media is like the rebel in the room. It's the independent newspapers, blogs, and social media platforms that offer a refreshing break from the mainstream, providing a platform for marginalized voices and challenging dominant narratives. Then there's radical media, the revolutionary force that doesn't just critique existing systems but advocates for transformative social change. It includes everything from anarchist publications to activist media projects that rally for social justice causes. Next up, we have advocacy media. This is media with a mission, produced with the explicit intention of promoting specific causes or social change agendas. It's the documentaries, online campaigns, and grassroots efforts that aim to raise awareness, mobilize support, and influence public opinion. Last but not least, there's grassroots media. This is media from the ground up, emerging from and serving local communities. It's the neighborhood newspapers, community radio stations, and participatory video projects that prioritize the voices and concerns of marginalized groups and address local issues. Each of these forms of media, while distinct, interweave to create a diverse media landscape that challenges dominant narratives, promotes social justice, and empowers underrepresented communities. Now, let's dive deeper into these 4 types of media and understand their unique characteristics. First up, we have alternative media. Ever wondered what's beyond the mainstream narrative? Well, let's dive into the world of alternative media. This term broadly refers to media outlets and platforms that operate outside the mainstream, often providing alternative perspectives, voices, and content. These might include independent newspapers, community radio stations, zines, blogs, and even certain social media platforms that offer a space for marginalized voices, dissenting opinions, and critical analysis. Alternative media is like the offbeat path in the vast landscape of media. It often challenges the dominant narratives, ideologies, and power structures that tend to monopolize traditional media outlets. Instead of simply presenting the news, alternative media asks the tough questions, probes into the untold stories, and isn't afraid to disrupt the status quo. It's like a breath of fresh air, offering diverse viewpoints and grassroots perspectives that can enrich our understanding of the world. For instance, a blog might delve into the socio-political implications of a global event from a perspective you wouldn't typically see on a major news network, or a community radio station might spotlight local issues that often go unnoticed in the grand scheme of national news. These platforms create a space for critical thinking, encouraging us to question, analyze, and form our own opinions. This is what makes alternative media an essential part of a vibrant and democratic society. It gives a platform to the voices that are often left unheard, the stories that are overlooked, and the perspectives that are brushed aside in mainstream channels. In a world where media is so often controlled by a select few, alternative media serves as a beacon of diversity and dissent. It's a reminder that there are always multiple sides to a story, multiple perspectives to consider, and multiple voices to be heard. So, the next time you're consuming media, consider taking the road less traveled. Explore the world of alternative media and discover the stories waiting to be heard. Alternative media, providing a platform for the voices often left unheard in mainstream channels. Next, let's explore the radical media. Ready for a revolutionary perspective? Radical media is a unique beast. It's not just content that pushes boundaries, it's a catalyst for transformative social change. While all forms of alternative media challenge the status quo to some degree, radical media takes it a step further. It doesn't just critique the existing systems and institutions, it advocates for radical transformations in society. Think revolutionary newspapers, anarchist publications, underground art collectives, and activist media projects. These platforms don't tiptoe around issues. They tackle them head-on, highlighting deeply rooted social, political, and economic inequalities. They emphasize the need for a radical shift in how we perceive and interact with the world around us. But why is this important? In a world where the media landscape is often dominated by mainstream narratives, radical media provides a counter-narrative. It amplifies voices that are often silenced or marginalized, offering perspectives that challenge our thinking and encourage us to question the status quo. The goal of radical media is not just to inform, but to incite action. It seeks to mobilize individuals and communities towards social justice causes. It's about sparking dialogue, igniting debates, and fostering engagement. It's about making us uncomfortable in our complacency. Radical media is not for the faint of heart. It can be confrontational and controversial. It can ruffle feathers and rock the boat. But that's the point. It's about challenging deeply ingrained beliefs and systems that perpetuate inequality and injustice. It's about pushing for change, not tomorrow, not the day after, but now. Radical media is a call to arms. It's a rallying cry for everyone who believes in the power of media to effect change. It's a testament to the fact that media can be more than just a tool for information dissemination. It can be a force for good, a catalyst for change, and a platform for the voiceless. Radical media pushing boundaries and advocating for radical transformations in society. Now, on to advocacy media. What happens when media becomes a tool for activism? Well, we enter the realm of advocacy media. This is a unique space where media is produced with a clear goal in mind, promoting specific causes, campaigns, or social change agendas. It's not just about reporting or critiquing. It's about advocating, pushing for change, and making a tangible difference. Imagine a documentary shedding light on climate change, a public service announcement promoting mental health awareness, or an online campaign rallying support for equal rights. These are all instances of advocacy media using the power of media to raise awareness, mobilize support, and influence public opinion or policy. Advocacy media often aligns with particular advocacy organizations, NGOs, or social movements. It becomes their voice, their platform to reach out to the public, to policymakers, to the world. It's a vital instrument to make their messages heard, to rally support, and to instigate change. But it's not just about the big organizations. Advocacy media also encompasses grassroots organizing efforts, where media is used as a tool for advocacy and activism. It could be a local community rallying support for a neighborhood park, or a group of students advocating for better school facilities. The scale may vary, but the essence remains the same, using media as a tool for change. In a world where information is power, advocacy media leverages this power to effect social change. It brings issues to the forefront, sparks conversations, and can even influence policy. It's a powerful form of media that goes beyond informing and entertaining to actively advocating for change. But remember, advocacy media is not about pushing an agenda blindly. It's about responsible advocacy, based on facts, research, and a deep understanding of the issues at hand. It's about creating a balanced narrative that respects multiple perspectives while advocating for a cause. So whether it's a campaign for environmental conservation, a fight for equal rights, or a movement for political reform, advocacy media is there, harnessing the power of media for social change. It's about making media matter, making it count. Because in the end, media is not just about consumption, it's about contribution. Advocacy media, harnessing the power of media for social change. Finally, we have grassroots media. How can media empower communities? This is a question that grassroots media seeks to answer every day. It's a form of media that springs from and serves local communities, grassroots organizations, and movements. The focus here is on bottom-up participation. It's about putting the power of the media into the hands of the community, not just as consumers, but as creators and decision-makers. This democratic approach to media production and distribution can be truly transformative. Grassroots media projects prioritize the voices and concerns of marginalized groups, addressing local issues and needs head-on. You'll see this in action across a variety of platforms, such as community radio stations, neighborhood newspapers, participatory video projects, and community-owned media cooperatives. The beauty of grassroots media lies in its ability to empower, giving communities a voice, a platform, and the tools to enact change. Grassroots media, putting power back into the hands of the community. All these forms of media have a common goal to challenge dominant narratives and empower marginalized communities. We've journeyed through the landscapes of alternative, radical, advocacy, and grassroots media. Each has its own distinctive characteristics and roles, yet they converge on a shared mission. Alternative media, with its focus on providing diverse viewpoints and grassroots perspectives, often shakes up the mainstream narrative. Radical media goes a step further, advocating for transformative societal change and challenging entrenched inequalities. Advocacy media, with its explicit intention of promoting specific causes, serves as a powerful tool for raising awareness and influencing public opinion. And let's not forget grassroots media, born of the community, for the community. It's about participation, empowerment, and addressing the concerns of those often overlooked by mainstream media. So as we wrap up, let's appreciate the richness these forms of media bring to our world. Remember, each of these forms of media plays a vital role in diversifying the media landscape and amplifying underrepresented voices in society.